Hey, welcome to Mind Universe. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. We're going to be talking about having a goal, a destination, and the journey itself towards that destination. Usually, it's very common to think that reaching that destination, having yourself being in that place, is the one thing that matters, nothing else does. You would visualize that when you get there, you're gonna be happy. When you get there, you would finally have made it. You feel like, yes, this is it. I'm finally there. But let's look at it from a different perspective. You see, there are many times and many circumstances where you reach a destination, you reach a goal, and you are somewhere that the old you used to dream about being. Yet, it doesn't feel any different, does it? Now, the destination, when you get there, that doesn't mean that it is not something amazing. It is not something that is drastically different from where you used to be. It definitely is. It's different. It's amazing. It feels great. It feels fulfilling. But let's put it this way. There are many times when you reach a goal and it doesn't give you that feeling you thought it would give you. You feel just as you always have felt, maybe slightly better. Initially, you would feel accomplished, but then you're back to normal. You're back to your default emotional state and mental state. So let's look at it this way. Having a goal, it's a trajectory that pushes you to better yourself, to better your situation, to work on yourself, to work on your circumstances, which is an amazing thing. Now, in some cases, you would reach that end point where the trajectory is aiming you towards. An example is, let's use the gym and working out as that example. You would work out hoping to get six-pack abs, and you aim to reach a milestone. You want to run 1 mile under a certain time, and then you got both of those. You worked out hard, you exercised, went on a diet, woke up every morning and worked hard on yourself, and now you have six-pack abs and you can run at your dream speed. Now you don't feel any different. You still feel the same way. You work out, you feel good, but then what? That's what you would think. See, having goals, and there are two different types of goals. You have large goals that will take a tremendous amount of effort and time, and incremental goals that are simple enough but still challenging, ones that push you towards a higher state. For example, you aim to lift 5 kilograms at a certain workout, and then you aim to make it 10 kilograms, 15 kilograms, 20 kilograms, etc. So you're incrementing an increase by setting up goals that are possible. Let's say you can't just aim to lift 100 kilograms and be like, yeah, that's my goal and that's it. You can do that, but the journey will feel empty. Sometimes it's going to feel disheartening because your end goal is all that matters, and the progress that you make towards that goal might not feel as fulfilling, even though usually you would do that subconsciously. When you're increasing your capacity and you're making progress, you would feel good. So that's subconsciously. But it's possible to keep thinking, I want to reach that end goal. And you would overlook the progress that you're making. And if you do that, there's a high chance you're gonna quit, because you will continually feel unmotivated because you're not seeing results that are at the scale that you want to see. Now, even if you reach such a high goal, a goal that you used to dream of, a goal that's to your current self is impossible, once you get there, if that's it, you're gonna feel empty afterwards, because you just took away the trajectory. You're there already. What are you gonna aim at? No, you arrived. So the end goal itself, it does matter. It's an achievement, but there's more to it. There's the focus on the journey as well. An end goal, especially ones that might seem impossible and will take really a lot of effort and a lot of time, those will continue to push you forward. But the journey to get there, it matters. It's crucial, and it has tremendous value in it. You enjoy the journey, you experience it, you develop and you grow while moving towards that goal. So let me move on by saying the goal that you have, it changes and it develops with you. So let's go back to the example of reaching a milestone. You're able to lift 100 kilograms. I'm going to use the workout examples for a while and then we'll move on from that. So when you reach that goal, your goal might change and you will aim to be faster. You're going to aim to be able to do gymnastics rather than just focus on increased weights. You will aim to do a different workout. You might aim to do different kinds of exercises. You might aim to increase your flexibility. You might aim to increase your stamina or speed. So the goal in its entirety has shifted to something else. You might aim to become a football player. That would happen. That's possible. So a goal, it can change. You can have multiple goals as well, but it is not always about the end goal. The journey or journeys towards such a goal, it gives you so much in the process itself. Allow me to take a moment. If you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel, give this a thumbs up, and hit the bell to receive notifications of future videos. If you're listening to this through one of the podcast platforms, please give it 5 stars on Apple Podcasts and leave a comment there. Your support helps me greatly. It helps this channel grow and reach a larger audience. So, moving on. When we're talking about goals and the journey towards them, regret is often a big part of it. You know, when you have a career goal or a personal goal that you want to pursue, often there's a risk and there's a sacrifice and there's a reward. The risk is that things might go wrong. You may not get closer to that goal, and quite possibly the sacrifice is greater than wherever you're going to be. So it is often the case that you magnify the risk. So let's talk about regrets and having regrets. Life is a journey. You're not sure where you're going. Even when you have a chart and a map and you know what you want and you go towards that goal, it doesn't always work out. Even when you walk the path that is safe, that is secure, that has insurance in it. Oftentimes you might wonder, am I doing the right thing? Am I letting go of opportunities, of things that I would have desired? So regret can sneak into your heart no matter what you do, especially so when you do something that has a high risk, high reward. Sometimes it's a high risk, mediocre reward even. Sometimes you think you know what you want, and you do, and when you get closer you realize that it's a facade, or there was a mirage, and you've been walking towards an illusion, something that is not really there. You could waste so much time and end up realizing that all of that time that you dedicated to the goal or the journey that you've walked ended up a waste, the time and the energy as well. But here's the thing. When it comes to regret, it is often the case that the most painful journeys hold within them the most valuable lessons. And I'm not glorifying pain. I'm not saying that the more painful a journey is, the more you're gonna grow and the better you're gonna become. No, sometimes you want to avoid pain. All the time you want to avoid pain, actually. But this is kind of a condolences to those painful journeys you've gone through. I'm not saying go and make mistakes, go and get hurt. No, you shouldn't get hurt. And honestly, I hope you never get to experience something that's painful, that feels like it's a waste, that feels like it ate a part of your soul and left you feeling drained and empty. That's not something worth glorifying. What I'm saying though, if you've gone through such a journey, a painful one, an exhausting one, and you feel like you've wasted your time, you feel like your soul has been drained, and you feel as if you've been cheated somehow, know that anything that you do is an investment in you, and whatever you do for yourself is never a waste. The journeys that you walk, the things that you do, the risks that you take, the efforts that you put into yourself, it is never a waste. It's always valuable. It incrementally adds to you, and maybe you don't notice it because you always see yourself, you always are with yourself, so you don't notice the change that you go through because you don't take a break from yourself. You don't disappear and come back a year later and see how you are and then compare. No, you're always there. So the incremental change is difficult to spot for you. But if you go back a year and look at your pictures or videos or memories, or you reminisce about a year ago, you notice just how different you were, whether it's looks, personality, attitude, thoughts, feelings. You grow. So it is not a waste to invest in yourself and to do things that seek to better you, to improve you. And here's the thing, those journeys that went astray, those paths you walked that took detours and ended up failures, they are learning lessons. It's like you're troubleshooting. You learn from them, you grow from them, and you know not to make the same mistakes again. Sometimes you do make the same mistake over and over, and that is okay as well. You're human. You're not a machine. You're not programmed to walk a certain path from start to finish and then complete your mission. No, you experience, you grow, you develop. And another thing, don't hang your life on those goals. Let's say you set a certain number of goals and you want to accomplish each one of them or some of them, and you don't. That doesn't mean that you're attempts are worthless. No, they are very valuable. It does not mean that the journey itself that you walk is not marvelous. The journey that you walk in itself is an experience. It has value. It shapes you. It builds you. It has meaning. If you go out and you just have a conversation with a stranger, that conversation, even though it is not planned, it is not the reason that you went out, it just so happens you were walking and that stranger was walking, you crossed paths, you had a conversation. That conversation is meaningful. It is something. It's an ingrained memory in your mind and that stranger's mind. Even if you both end up forgetting about it, it happened. It is history. It has meaning. And I'm not saying that everything that happens has meaning. Sometimes a conversation is just a conversation. Sometimes a walk is just a walk. Not everything has to have depth in it, and that's okay. That is okay. But let me say this. Those goals that you pursue, they don't give your life meaning. Your life is meaningful as it is. Those goals, they add more meaning to your already meaningful life. So without them, your life is still meaningful. So it's okay if your goals change, if the journey you walk is different from the journey that you envisioned, if you continually develop and grow and change, and so do your goals, your journeys, that is okay. It is part of the human experience. Thank you for listening. Thank you for supporting my channel, my podcast, and I look forward to talking to you next time. Take care.